Hello. Well, I could have just done one of these slide things, which, could show a really polished and probably what's expected of me. I could do this, or I could do something different. So here it is, a musician's guide to inventing set to music. I can't believe I'm going to do this. It's working.
You have to be very aware that there's a big risk of injuring yourself quite badly if you don't listen.
there's something I've missed out from my musical exploration of what we need to help ourselves invent. And that's this one of the final slides, which I guess I'm challenging myself with here. Be fearless, be bold, be playful. A lot of the stuff I do, technology is used as a lever, really. It's just a way to move something that you want to move, be it creative, be it technological, be it emotional. It's all about using technology to move it. A great idea is going to help technology, technology is going to help a great idea fly. If it's a rubbish idea, it's not going to work, and I've seen enough of those. But if you use your heart and your mind when you are creating, and you let those mistakes sing, those joyful things when you fall over in front of people, it's just so much more interesting than a polished, pre-prepared presentation, which this isn't. So, the theme really is about challenging yourself, and it's also about challenging myself. I do a lot of talking for a living, and this would not be fun for me. Well, it's kind of fun anyway, but it would be even more fun if I just scare the living daylights out of myself by completely handing over control to you, the TDC 15 audience, and you are a fantastic audience, might I add. And hello to the people streaming as well. So, I decided to talk to you about what LJ Tunes is. Has anyone seen it or heard of it? Probably not, it's quite new. A few of you have. Oh, okay, no pressure. LJ Tunes is a live performance experiment that I've been doing. It's a mashup of live performance and technology. It's basically not been going for very long. I've just done 6 30-minute shows on the ephemeral medium Periscope. Because it disappears, I'm quite okay making mistakes and messing up. When you work on the BBC, stuff goes on the website pretty much forever. This is a welcome contrast. Now, the thing about LJ Tunes is it's never been done in a concert hall filled with real, actual, real people. I think you can see where I'm going here. So, shall we give this a try?
Yes.
Oh, I'm quite glad about that. I should have had another slide for if you said no. All right, so the idea of this is instead of me just playing requests on this wonderful piece of ancient technology by today's standards, but it's still endured because it's just perfect, what I'd like you to do is call out a genre and call out an artist. So I'm going to count to 3, and I just want you all to imagine that someone else is going to say something and say something anyway, okay? So after 3, please call out a genre. 1, 2, 3. That was brilliant. I heard blues. And can I just hear another shout through so I can hear a few more genres? 1, 2, 3. Goodness me, you are so participatory. I have no idea what you just said. I might have to just point wildly into the audience. Okay, so we've got a genre now. Thank you very much. Can we have an artist, please?
Elton John.
Wow! Okay, I heard Rage Against the Machine, Madonna, Elton John. Okay, Elton John's kind of bluesy already. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with Madonna and the blues. So the idea is, where's my other slides gone? Oh, I've not put the one that says what it does. Ha! Excellent. That's all right. Mistakes, eh? Right. So what I do on LJ Tunes, it's a completely gorgeously chaotic experience where I do live mashups. Genre, artist, song, whatever I feel like, really. And the audience that are on this sort of streaming app basically chat to me. They say, oh, yes, play it more like this. Oh, no, we don't like that. Oh, yes, I want some more of this. Can you play this? Can you play this? And the same things always come up. But what I really wanted to do was try this with a bunch of you here. And what I'd like you to do, and I'm going to see if I can do this because I have to play the laptop at the same time, is when I kind of do please call out another genre, or please call out another artist, try and do some and try and stagger it so that I can hear it. I don't quite know how we can work this out. Maybe if we have this side, first of all, then this side, and then the second tier, and then the top tier. I don't know. This is all completely, and so you are first. You are part of this beta. You see, this is why I prefer just writing things on napkins. Just get it out there, take your idea and release it into the world, because you never know what's going to happen. And let's face it, neither do I. Okay, so we had Madonna and we had the blues, didn't we? Okay, should really have that slide for this bit. All right. More jazzy, isn't it, that one? Okay, let's have a few more. Come on, call out a genre, please. Techno. Excellent. Okay, and what would you like me to technofy? An artist, please. Goodness, I do this to Kate Bush. I do this to myself. So Kate Bush in techno, eh? Do you know what, Herb? I might just do the talk on technology after all. Kate Bush and techno, eh? Right. I'm trying to think. How would you do techno on a piano? It's kind of like. Can you get a drum beat out of this? Sort of. Okay, Kate Bush and techno. Okay, let's see. Kind of. About this, by the way, and thank you. I can go off on one for ages. So you could start me off on one song, like this kind of, and then before I know it, I'm somewhere like there was an earlier presentation that had this, and I will just happily just go off on one and forget to eat, which. Let's have a few more, and I think the buffering slide is no longer there because I'm flying with you now. So, any more genres, artists, any ideas?
Michael Jackson, dubstep.
Classical or Michael Jackson, I heard. Say again. Arctic Monkeys. Okay, we'll start with classical and Michael Jackson. Maybe I should make some notes here so that I can. Does Arctic Monkeys have two C's in it or one? One. It's Arctic, like an articulated lorry. Arctic, like the poles. You see? With this I can sound clever. Okay, what was it? It was classical Michael Jackson, yeah? Let's see. Like this one. that worked. Now, the thing about doing this is, I am not getting every single note right. I know that. I am making tons of mistakes. I don't know, some of you in the audience are probably very musical. You can probably hear every single bum note that I make. But the fact is it doesn't matter. The idea is there, the heart is there, the soul is there, the feeling is there. You all know what I mean. And I know that it gives me great joy to give this to you. And that's what matters, not the bum notes, not when I'm kind of going, it's like, that bit doesn't matter. The bit that's there, the song, the melody, and that's the sort of nub of the idea. That's when you write an idea on a napkin. That's when you just think, I want this to just be out of my brain and into the world. And then maybe somebody else, you give that gift to somebody else, and they innovate with it, they iterate with it. And you know, between you all, you can create something amazing. And I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to do something so, frankly, nuts as this. So let's have a few more genres and artists, please. Honky tonk and bluegrass. Okay, an artist? Again?
Lady Gaga.
I heard Lady Gaga there. It's really difficult. There's so many. Do you know what would be really good? Is to have a human tag cloud. Because then... so, what was that? Honky tonk and Lady Gaga. Now, half of this bit, where I'm doing this, loading it up, is first of all working out what key it's going to be in, then working out what tempo it's going to be, and then I kind of send these sort of unconscious signals to my fingers that basically go, okay, do these things at the same time. That's the bit that's not even remotely conscious. So we have Lady Gaga. Let's see. So you've kind of got this. Okay, so now if you want to make that honky-tonky, then you kind of have that, something like that. But I don't like that key. I'm going to do it in this key. Because do you know why? Honky-tonk is much easier in this key. So why not? Same chords. Okay, so let's do one more. I keep getting caught on the piano stool. How amazingly weird and wonderful. I kind of get up and I think, I'm going to make it this time. Maybe I'm not. Okay, some more genres and artists. I've got a... Metal?
John Williams.
Okay, metal, John Williams. Okay, I've got a few here. And let's have some artists. Thank you very much. Now, I did hear John Williams and reggae, and that just makes me laugh. Why not, eh? John Williams and reggae. So one of the things about reggae is it always accents the second and the fourth note. So you kind of, if you listen to traditional reggae, it's kind of like But the thing is if you listen to John Williams, it's always going to be just more orchestral. There aren't any sort of accents and things. I'm just trying to think of a John Williams song, because I played Star Wars earlier. Give me some John Williams themes, guys. Indie. Okay, so if we do that, thank you for the indie, then what you just have to do is just slightly change the meter, because, I mean, a lot of John Williams stuff is brilliantly tuneful, but it's harmonically a little bit complicated. You've kind of got this... The reason it's so catchy, by the way, is you've got these kind of jumps. You've kind of got, I can sing this bit. I've got to jump. And that's one of the things about catchiness. Okay, so if you take reggae, you kind of got this very laid-back thing. Why? Why do I do this to myself? Okay. So one of the reasons I started doing this is that if years ago I used to work as a hotel piano player, and I realised I could save time by playing 2 songs at once. We have a metal, and do we have an artist? Lionel Richie. I think Bob Marley was cool, but we had some reggae already, and Lionel Richie in metal just sounds... Mozart and metal, they're pretty much the same. See, look. This is the thing I have to deal with. You see, this is part of, many years on live TV, and this is another lesson. If stuff goes wrong, go with it, own it, enjoy it. Because you can't do anything about it. Time is linear at the moment until someone invents something that does fix that. So, let's go with that. Right. What was I doing? It was metal, and it was... Thank you very much. It was you I was looking for. So let's see. Lionel Richie, what a genius. Some of his chords. And you want to make that metal? What's wrong with us? I think what would probably work well would be something in a minor key, because Lionel Richie's songs are soulful and tuneful, and a lot of the best metal like this. It's very rare that it's in a sort of major key, apart from that kind of... That's kind of more rock than metal, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Sounds pretty good, actually. Thank you. It's actually been amazing playing in this concert hall with such incredible people to help me on my way to working out whether this is a ridiculous idea, and I've decided that it is. I wanted to finish with a story about this person who, it was actually one of the first times I released one of my musical pieces into the wild. I used to be really scared of making my mistakes public. It was something that would worry me. Because of the state of my ears, they're really sensitive. So I could hear every mistake. It used to hurt me to know that I would let something out that was flawed, that was incomplete, that wasn't perfect. And then I realized if I let it out and I let go of it, then maybe somebody can either help me make it better or enjoy it because of its flaws. One person's response to my music stayed with me all these years later. Someone came up to me and said, "My son has autism. He gets really distressed and sometimes finds it hard to relax. But when your track came on, he became calm. He stopped crying and he hugged the speaker until the song was over." It was a beautiful, relaxing piece that I composed at quite a difficult time in my life. If I'd kept that idea in my head, if I'd kept that music, that invention in my head, I wouldn't have such a wonderful feeling right now when I remember. So by having the courage to put something out there, don't worry what people think. Stick by your idea until it works. Let go of it before it becomes perfect. I did that, and one person felt better as a result. And that's when I knew what we all know but rarely act on. One invention made real has the power to make a difference, even if it's just to one person. And that's enough. That's all we need. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So is this, because when we talked a little bit about, if you will, you sort of feel the past, and in the sense you talked about this sort of sensitivity towards perfection. And that it seemed in relatively recent times you've been sort of basically become comfortable to kind of go over the other side of the fence and embrace mistakes and differences and things like that. Is this the first time you've really done something this freeform, if you will?
I think most certainly. It's almost like the joy of a reformed perfectionist stands on stage before you. Normally, I tend to have slide decks that are about 7 gigs worth of video, rich audio, moving things, stuff that looks all shiny. This slide deck is like 50 meg, and I was I'm not going to lie, this was the scariest presentation I have ever prepared. At 3 o'clock this morning, I was going, this isn't going to work, this is crazy. And I think it's tantamount to your faith in, you just said, do what you like. I can get you a Steinway, which is the worst. It's the worst possible thing you can say to someone. Herbie Hancock said that creativity comes through limitations, and what you did was remove any limitations. And this is the result, but actually, I'm so happy to have done it, and I'm so happy to have shared it with you. So thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, please.